It went like this. I binge-watched Squid Game and I loved it, but I didn't sleep for 3 days. Then I watched Mr. Beast's Squid Game in real life. Inspired, my mind went from viewer to creator. This channel is literally dedicated to helping people find the joy in running, so it's the perfect fit. My idea, Squid Game for runners. 6 running games based on the games in the show, but no death. I put up $1,000 of my own money and created my frontman style alter ego called Running Man. Hit up my YouTuber and Instagrammer friends first, then subscribers from a beach in Thailand because I live and race here now. I needed 456 and I got 456. So now's the time to get subscribed, because if this video goes big, then I'm going to put up a lot more prize money for season 2 and you're going to want to be a part.
On to game 1.
Game 1 was simply called Green Light. There's no red light on this one because there's no stopping. And the rules were simple. Run 2 consecutive kilometers without stopping within 3 seconds of each other. You do that, you're through to the next game. It sounds easy, but it wasn't as easy as some thought. Here's the grid of my YouTuber buddies so that you can follow their journey. And it wouldn't be Squid Game without keeping a track of all the famous numbers from the game too. The first thing that stood out to me was how international this was. It was mind-blowing. We had runners from literally all over the world.
Kelsey Credo tuning in from Canada.
Singapore.
Denmark.
From Bahrain.
In Sweden.
San Marcos, Texas.
Callum, player 236, coming to you from Toronto, Canada.
From the Netherlands.
Player number 076, Terran Gazelle, 0 seconds difference.
We also had some couples playing. Some brought their kids along for the ride.
First run.
Or their mates.
Lee Lawrence. Ian Roberts, 229.
Or maybe a bit too much time on their own, it would seem. Obviously, I'm going to shout out the legends that were awesome enough to wear the This Messy Happy merchandise as well.
What better place for the Messy Happy Greenlight Squid Game Challenge?
Basically because it's my video and I can do what I want. Because the game was so international, people had to contend with all sorts of different circumstances, from the weather, to the course that they were running on, to their own energy levels.
Squid Games rocks.
And there were all sorts of tactical thinking going on.
It was tricky to keep the same pace. My strategy was to go as steady as possible and then correct it in the last 100 metres using the track behind me, and that's worked.
But I think ultimately people were just happy not to die and progress to game 2.
And I did it. I didn't think I could.
They're not gonna eliminate me. Yeah, they're not gonna eliminate me. Daddy's gonna live. Daddy's gonna live. I love you all.
And here's the thing. I made game 1 relatively simple because I actually just wanted to weed out those who weren't fully invested.
Let the squidding begin. Kind of sounds dirty.
And when I saw this challenge, it made my bum clench a little bit. We only went and did it.
A green light.
I should probably also mention at this point that the first weekend in game 1 was over New Year's, so there was a fair amount of tortured efforts and hungover videos. But what it did show me is that they wanted it.
Feeling like a 10-ton truck after an excessive Christmas.
A little bit hungover.
And I'm very hungover. Should have done that when I wasn't hungover.
Because I stayed up too late drinking fizzy wine last night.
Frustratingly, out of that group, we lost 2 of the most popular numbers from the show straight away. But we still have some good ones to keep an eye on. And we lost 3 big dogs in the YouTube and Instagram world straight away, as Andy...
Oh my god, my watch has gone haywire. Oh, this isn't good.
Oh, I failed.
Matt and Dan didn't make it through, but everyone else did. And actually it seemed like this might have been Vlad's second time in Squid Game.
Some of you might have seen me in the original show. I was one of the extras at the back.
Either that or this has tipped him over the edge already. In the end, 154 players were eliminated at the first hurdle.
So that's me into round 2.
And that left 302 squid runners to move on to game 2.
Complete.
Green light completed.
So I think I just squeaked it there.
So just made it. Get in there.
Let's do this.
So yeah, round 2.
Just scraped through.
Qualifiers me for the second round! Yeah!
Week 2, and it was time to get artistic in a game that I called Honeycomb Strava. That's right, the aim of the game was to create Strava art, and you've probably guessed where I was going with this one. Triangle, circle, star, umbrella. At the end of game 1, the squid runners had to choose a number from 1 to 4, and that number will correlate to a shape.
For the next round, I'm going to choose number 4. That's my lucky number.
Triangle, circle, star, umbrella. Mary and I used a highly scientific method to decide which number linked with which shape. Mary, pick a number 1 to 4.
3.
Which makes triangle.
1.
And we left it to the running man to deliver the news to the runners remaining.
Is triangle.
Yes. Number 1, triangle, the best shape.
Number 3 is umbrella.
What? I gotta run an umbrella?
Number 3
Not umbrella.
is umbrella.
Of course, much of the news was met with horror, but they were a good bunch and they got straight out on it.
And I had the star, so it's impossible for me to even draw a star, let alone run it.
There were some rules that the runners had to stick to, but I won't bore you with them. Suffice to say that the main aim was don't let your drawing resemble a pig that fell from a skyscraper. And being January, there was of course rubbish weather in the UK and Europe.
Mad. This field is very muddy and I've got my Adidas Stan Smiths over here. So here goes nothing.
And a pretty epic snowstorm in North America. And ironically, I think the snow helped rather than hindered in this particular challenge.
Running man, I thought you had me this time. And without breaking the rules, I was able to run my umbrella and get it done.
People were allowed to use natural landmarks and planned routes.
With the use of natural markers of a football pitch, it was actually quite straightforward.
But in the end, it seemed like the ultimate judge of whether the runners went through or not was the fickle mistress that we call Strava and its apparent desire to do whatever the hell it wanted, regardless of what the runner wanted. A lot of these games used an honesty system.
Squid Game, number 2, done.
If you felt your artwork adhered to the rules, then you put yourself through.
Feel like I'm close, but
It's not perfect, but I think it's probably as good as my GPS is going to let me get.
Umbrella is what we got to do. Umbrella attempt number 1. I think you'll admit that is a pretty decent effort. How weird is that? Just 2 umbrellas in the middle of the field.
And most were legit.
The umbrella shape, but I think I'm out.
Some chanced it and got found out by the running man.
I think you have got to be pretty mean-spirited not to let me through.
Who is a cruel taskmaster, by the way. But I was happy to see that there was still a lot of stellar efforts. Get it? Stellar? Because of the stuff. Oh, forget it. And as the dust settled, the squid runners had to face the realisation that this ain't no disco.
I hate Strava. My GPS here does not work, my phone signal does not work.
Sadly, we lost another 4 numbers from our Squid Game board. We lost Weird Dr. Dude, the lovely Ali, the psycho lady and the nice girl who sacrificed herself. But I never got video from those runners that matched the numbers, so we move on. And from our YouTuber board, we had another 3 casualties in Kelly.
Remind myself what kind of star it is. So we can go here. Take 3. This one needs to be good. I've kind of left it to the last minute because I need to get the distance. Let's see, go and check the rules and regulations. But I think that could be 0, 1, 3 out. I tried.
Chris.
Bits down because the GPS doesn't do it. 1 here, but it can't be anywhere else because there's trees in the way. Alright, stop here. I might have managed to get away with the top bit because it doesn't quite cross over, but at the base it did. I knew that was going to be a difficult part of the umbrella.
And Dan, which is always tough to see.
Triathlon, Dan. Fortunately, I've not been successful in progressing to the next round. Gutted to not be progressing, but good luck to all those taking part.
In the end, we lost 111 more players and 181 squid runners progressed to game 3. But what would be in store to replace the team tug of war from the show? Excitement was rising.
Very scared for what game number 3 is going to bring us now though, so.
And we were all using the hashtag SquidMessyHappy to share our journeys all over social media. And an amazing sense of community was starting to build.
No, participant 428. Runner 428, that's me.
Vomit, vomit, vomit. Ooh, something to look forward to there. For game 3, I wanted a team event somehow, but I couldn't work out how that was possible until it hit me. Kofuzi and Andy, the fob runner, had recently done an Ekidem relay, as had Ben, as in Ben is running, with the idea to run a marathon as a team as fast as you can. So game 3, Pull Together was born. Clever little play on words if you don't mind me saying. Take 181 runners, give one a golden ticket to Game 4 using a highly scientific method. Create 18 teams of 10 with the runners remaining and let them know their teams via email, and their opposition, decided using more highly scientific methods, via the running man. Each runner in a team must run no less than 2 kilometers.
I'm going to be doing just 2k for our tug of war. That's our contribution.
And no more than 7 kilometers continuously.
Did 6.96 kilometers in 27 minutes 31 seconds.
To total 42.2 kilometers. The fastest team in the match wins.
Just
Simple.
run my 4.2 kilometers as fast as I could. Not as fast as other people in the team, but as fast as I could.
People took it and they ran with it, if you'll pardon the pun. And instantly created spreadsheets and had team email chains and WhatsApp groups.
So we have pulled together, we've already started to organise ourselves. This here is our Strava page.
Not only were they part of Squid Game for runners, now they were part of a team.
Go Team 9. We're the best.
Accountable to and relying on each other.
Scared. Really, really scared. Don't want to let my team down.
Each team worked out who should run what distance based on speed and enthusiasm, and on the 3rd week of 2022 we were off to the races. Another little play on words there for you.
2 kilometres all downhill. The only problem, now running 2 kilometres back uphill.
Now, we've learnt a few things from this game, and the first is, there is nothing like the fear of letting down teammates to terrify you into a new PB, baby!
Absolutely smashed my all-time 5k PB.
And there were loads of them.
Cheeky little PB.
I've got a PB, so that's always going to be good.
5k PBs.
5k PB for myself.
You 5k PB though. PR!
Oh, so that's fantastic.
Fastest 7k I've ever run.
I did it. PR'd my 1 mile time.
And I even got 3 new PBs.
Just finished my fastest personal best 3k.
Do you know what? I'd rather run 100k with a stack of ascent than 3k as fast as I can. But that's what we've got.
The accountability that being part of a team created meant all 180 runners fully participated, not one single dropout, even if the end result was, let's say, a little undesirable physically.
Hope I do alright for the team now. I'm going to find somewhere to throw up. Bye.
I don't think I've ever thrown up in my mouth as I ran.
There was all sorts of tactics flying about, from finding the longest downhill stretch possible to driving hours to a favourable route.
An hour and a half home, but got to put the effort into the team.
To not dying.
Just finished a nice, lovely run on top of the hill, and I haven't died.
And there were some amazing individual and team times, with 9 of the 18 teams running sub-3 hour marathons. In the end, the fastest 5 runners individually over the 7 kilometre maximum distance were Jack with 22:44, Cole with 22:42, Nick ran 22:12, Ben ran 22:02, and taking the win, Simon with 21:19 for 7 kilometres.
Let's go Team 7.
Team-wise, I left it to the running man to dish out the news, because we were going to have to lose 90 squid runners and 90 were going to move on.
Team 3. Go on, see you in round 4.
We also lost Sabiok from the Squid Game list, but we still had Deoksu and Sangwoo to keep our eye on. And similarly, we lost a few more YouTubers, as we had to say goodbye to Nick and Yanis. But a healthy number remained moving into round 4. But what could I cook up for a round as devious as the marble games in the show? At the end of game 3, 181 became 91. And then 90 after an injury withdrawal. And let's start by all basking in the loving that we created in game 3 for a moment.
I think win or lose, we can be really proud of ourselves. Let's go Team 9.
New friends for life.
I had an absolute blast. Teamwork, camaraderie with everyone has been amazing.
And then let's take that moment and crush it in Squid Game for Runners style. Welcome to game 4, losing your marbles. Let's turn those new friends into enemies, frenemies. In game 4, it was a straight shootout. 2 players against each other. The twist, it was someone from their Ekiden team.
We had something good going, Running Man. Something good with the team. I'm a little heartbroken.
Definitely a cool twist I didn't see coming.
This game was almost entirely based on luck. I say almost, as some still tried to play it tactically.
Very difficult one to have any sort of strategy here. especially as my competitor has his Strava private, so I can't spy his Strava.
The aim, to go for a run of any distance.
Did it as it was like, I did a 20 miler.
To be the closest to a randomly selected average heart rate that the running man had decided. Closest to that heart rate wins.
I've got one at 138 and one at 142. So the question is, higher or lower?
That's why it's called losing your marbles. Part mind games, part giving over control to the running gods.
I just ran 5k and my heart rate was on average 152. So if I lose, I think maybe I should just get let through for matching my heart rate with my player number.
Some players gave over control and decided what will be.
So I'm just going to do a few K, not even check my heart rate, and just hope that the running gods are on my side.
And some tried to mess with their opponents' heads by setting traps.
The only extra thing I'm going to do, a very low heart rate run. I'm going to post that on Strava, call it heart rate run. Hope that my competitor takes the bait and then log my actual run as close to 140 as I can. Hoping he goes in at 135 to try and snipe me, and then I snipe him back.
Some tried to even outguess the running man.
I outthink the running man. Can I guess what he will choose as a random heart rate?
Or their opponents.
So if I go down the middle, pretty much going to be the closest I can get to any number.
But ultimately, fate was the ruler in this domain, especially for poor Ricardo, who matched the heart rate difference of his competition.
And let's see if I'm lucky enough. You never know. Wish me luck. Bye.
And went out on a coin toss. Double fate. It was getting real now. A couple more rounds and a potential $1,000 win. The Squid Runners were fully in. This meant something, and it wasn't just about the money.
But I'm so excited. I cannot tell you. My whole family's bought into it all as well now.
We lost no more Squid Game numbers from the show, but sadly we did lose a load of YouTubers as Callum took Ben out.
We were friends, now successfully unfollowed him on every single social media platform. We're no longer friends. No, just kidding.
Then Tim and Cole went, and in a particularly fortunate turn of events for Tom, Taron missed the upload deadline and was out by default. So 90 became 45, and we march on to Game 5. I looked at it this way. Game 1 was skill and determination. Game 2, creativity and skill. Game 3, speed and teamwork. Game 4, tactics and luck. I knew what was coming in Game 6. So Game 5 was going to be more luck and less running. Welcome to Game 5, over or under. The premise was easy. I ordered all 45 remaining runners according to a robust scientific method, and I asked them all to run 1 single kilometre. I started with the randomly chosen time for a kilometre, flipped a coin, heads was over, tails was under, and we were off. Each player had to run over or under the time before them, and they all had a 50-50 chance of getting it right. Game 6 could have 45 in it, or it could have 2. We just didn't know.
We're in the hands of the running man now. Hopefully see you in the final.
And as the runners accepted their fate, there was a kind of peace that fell across the process.
Up to the running gods now.
Acceptance that to get to the final, you needed to be, amongst other things, a lucky little sausage.
My luck's been with me this whole way.
Just going to go for it. I'd rather go out knowing I have to go for my all.
It was all about the running gods.
It's in the hands of the running gods now.
In fact, there was actually a lot of disbelief that the players had got this far in the first place.
I did not think I'd make it through to round 5.
Did not expect to get this far at all.
And it was at this stage that we lost some of the regular contributors who had been so important in the process, as we lost Jason.
I felt lousy.
We lost Claire.
So I've decided to submit my warm-up from the South East of England cross-country championships, which I ran yesterday, and keep my fingers crossed.
Steve fell at the final hurdle.
I don't know whether I'm going to run it fast or slow. It's all a lottery.
As did Emily. Sonia.
I've loved every minute of it. It's been a fantastic experience.
The ever-energetic Emma.
Will it be over? Will it be under? We've got to wait and see.
And the lovely Andy.
Open on through. Come on.
So from the 45 players that started Game 5, we lost 23, leaving us with 22 finalists in Game 6. Both of our Squid Game numbers made it in the form of Matt.
So, yeah, hopefully I get through to the next round. If not, it's been fun.
And Paul.
Who knows what I'm doing? All I know is it's cold and very dark.
And we had Vlad make it in.
1k barefoot run. Yeah, I'm going to go with how things have been going. I've been lucky so far. So hopefully lucky in round 5 as well.
As well as Alex from our YouTuber and Instagram
I am
board.
through to the final of the Squid Game runners, runner 48. Yeah, just a bit buzzing about that.
And as we saw people for the very last time, there was a storm brewing. A Game 6 storm. If these players wanted to win, they're going to have to take themselves to a completely new level. This is it. This was the final. Game 6 of Squid Game for Runners, a 6-week odyssey, and I needed something worthy of a final. I so passionately believe that we're capable of more than we could ever believe, and our minds quit on us way before our bodies. I am fascinated by events like the 4x4x48 or Lazarus Lake's Big Dog's Backyard Ultra, pushing to the boundaries of your physical capabilities and beyond. Welcome to Game 6, Squid Game. The rules are simple, 4 kilometers every hour for as many hours as you can. Starting between 5 AM and 10 AM, the Squid Runners could choose. Just log each run and crack on. The most hours logged wins the $1,000. With this news, we lost 6 finalists, all with other priorities.
Just being 6 weeks into a marathon training block.
I think 4 kilometers on the hour every hour, 8 weeks into a marathon block is just not right for me.
Just started game 6, did the first K. And I totally forgot my nipple protectors, so they started hurting and started bleeding, so I might have to give this game a miss.
No matter, they're still heroes for getting here. So let's meet the 16 finalists remaining in number order. We have Luke, Jack, Tom, Paul, Charlotte, Lawrence, Alyssa, Tina, Matt, Chelsea, Callum, Amelie, Russ, Bridget, Ash and Christian. And so it was that on the 6th weekend of 2022, 16 hardy individuals embarked on a journey. There were different levels of race prep and different sets of expectations.
I'll see how this goes. And I haven't ran over 21 kilometres since early October, so I'm going to aim for 24 kilometres.
I'm going to say now that I'm going to go in for at least 20 hours to hold myself accountable and hopefully push me over the edge.
But it was fair to say that most were aiming to push their own personal limits. And just like that, we were off for the first 4 kilometres, and there were certainly some challenging weather conditions. We also lost our first finalist as Chelsea bowed out after having worked a night shift and having the prospect of another one to come.
I kind of just knocked out after 1 hour of running, but it's okay. So I wish all of you good luck.
Hour 2. And then hour 3 passed with very little to note as everyone reached 12 kilometres relatively easy. But we lost our next runner after hour 4 as Alyssa bowed out thanks in part to the treacherous weather.
I'm just finishing up run number 4 and I'm going to have to tap out after this one, and running in the snow is just killing my joints.
Hour 5, everyone was alive. But at hour 6, we lost 3 more, having completed 24 heroic kilometres. We lost Amelie.
And that's the end for me. My head wants to keep going. Make sure I can run again next week.
Lawrence.
I think it's time to listen to the body.
I'm going to tap out, listen to my body. So there's only one way to end this, and that's with a snow angel.
And Paul.
Tapping out. Groin's not keen. So good luck everyone else who's doing it. I'm done.
Some were trying to push beyond their expectations a little.
Just the top of the hour comes round and you want to run, don't you?
But overall, hour 7 went by incident-free, 28 kilometres completed. And then boom, just like that we lost 3 more Squid Runners after hour 8 as Jack...
I'm on the final kilometre of my Squid Game journey. It's been absolutely brilliant. You know, I've done a lot of marathon training this week, so my legs are tired. Good luck to all the finalists.
Charlotte.
If I make it through this, that's 32k, which will be further than I've ever run in a day before, so definitely very happy with that.
And Tina signed off with 32 kilometres run.
My legs are so tired here, and 4 kilometers.
Things were getting punchy and we had 8 runners left. Incredibly, 3 more hours passed and all 8 runners made it to 44 kilometres and technically an ultra marathon. Insane. This was when Bridget...
And that's it from me. Over and out. It's been a blast. And now I really need a shower and a sit down.
And then Callum tapped out.
But I'm done. 44k is still a massive achievement. I'm proud of what I did.
With 11 incredible hours under their belt. We lost Russ in the next hour, the drawer of football and beer too much.
Tap it out. Last leg done. See you next year.
But fair play for 48 kilometres run. Luke finished at 52 monstrous kilometres and 13 hours run.
This is my final run. Feeling pretty done in. Feel like I've given it a lot. Furthest I've ever ran. So please.
And suddenly, just like that, we had 4 runners left. Would anyone fall at hour 14? No. What about hour 15? No. Hour 16? Surely they were feeling it. Yes.
and I'm still undecided whether or not I'm going to head out.
But anyone drop? No, and it was at hour 17 that we were left with the top 3 as Ash bowed out on a mighty 68 kilometres completed.
The day after the final, barely able to stand. Can't wait to find out results tomorrow.
So who was going to hold out? As far as I'm sure we were all concerned, everyone in the final was a winner. The 3 left matching each other hour for hour. Run 18 passed, and by the way, Matt definitely wins the prize for how many poor sods he can make join him for the brutality. Hour 19, that's kilometres 72 to 76. Crazy by most people's standards, but testament to what the body can do. Anyone out? No, we march on.
Feet that are so wet.
And it was hour 20 when all became clear. Bodies were battered, sleep deprived, 80 kilometres in, and that's when it happened. We lost Christian.
Running with my dad in the pouring rain.
He'd run so well all day, pushing to his own already substantial limits.
It's now the morning after. It was a fun experience for a lot of it. It was also a miserable experience for a lot of it, but it was good fun to take part in. Whoever wins, congratulations.
But then we lost Matt as well.
Out on the final run with the wife again.
Both at 80 kilometres and neither with any idea about the other's progress. Incredible feat. Well done, dudes.
I was going to stop anyway, but I actually don't think I could have done one more. My left leg is really hurting and it's now dropping on its own. I don't have the strength to hold it up. But it's been great fun. See the results hopefully in the week.
So could Tom, who by the way only wanted to get past 22 kilometres, complete hour 20 to draw level?
I've never ran at 4 AM.
Yes, he's level. Could he make hour 21?
I think one more will take me to 88.
Amazing. Just like that, Squid Game for Runners Season 1 champion was runner 100, Tom.
I'm feeling really good. I'm going to go again.
A strategist from start to finish. But how far could he go now, not knowing what anyone else had done?
Full day. Well, that's 96 kilometres when it gets to the end.
This was getting ridiculous.
I'm now on my 100th kilometre. This is run number 25. And even though I'm way out of my comfort zone, I have probably got one more in me, so.
And so it was. Tom completed 104 kilometres over 26 remarkable hours. A true accomplishment worthy of the $1,000 prize.
I'm really, really proud of it. I didn't know that my body could do what it's done today. I've learned a lot about myself in the last 26 hours. I'll see you on the other side.
This process has blown me away. I've lived this journey with all of you. I've watched your highs and your lows, but most of all, I've watched your love for running. And as I announced the official results to the runners a day or so after, because they had no idea, we got to reflect on the journey. Congratulations, Tom. Congratulations to all of the finalists, and congratulations to everyone who participated in the spirit that this thing was meant to be played in. So if you like this video and you like all things running and triathlon, this is the channel for you. We've got race videos, tutorials, session ideas, training plans. Oh, chuck in the fact that we've literally just moved to Thailand as well, so you know what to do. Just click the subscribe button. Come on, join the madness. Oh, and also I think I've accidentally put Mary's vest on because this is tighter than I remember. And see you for season 2. Maybe.